So I'm going to talk to you today about a specific illustrator that caught my eye. And this was in aid of Picture This, which is a fantastic readathon hosted by two of my lovely friends and booktubers, Shelley Swearingen and Jack at Spread Book Joy. And they challenged us as creators and bibliophiles in general to do a deep dive into an illustrator. So when they set that challenge back in April, I'm very late, I didn't pick one of my favourite illustrators like John Classen or Coralie Pickford-Smith or Sam Usher or Axel Scheffler or Emily Gravett. No, I picked an illustrator that I had never come across before. I had to look at what some of the best illustrators of all time were and had a look at some of their picture books and decided to investigate a new to me illustrator. And so I picked Leo Lionni. Leo Lionni was an illustrator born in Holland, studied in Italy, and then moved to the US in 1939. He won a few different awards. He won the American Institute of Graphic Arts Gold Medal in 1984. He was posthumously awarded the Society of Illustrators Lifetime Achievement Award, and he won 4 Calcutt Honour books, including 2 that I'm going to talk to you about today. So I had a look at my library at the ones they had available, got them out, read them obviously, and then I've sort of ranked the ones that I have based on the illustrations that are in them. And I'm just going to talk to you a bit about those illustrations as we go through. So without any further ado, let's talk about Leo Lionni and his amazing illustrative work. So the first book I want to talk to you about is Little Blue, Little Yellow. And this is a really cute little book looking at friendship, growth, change, and how that is evolved in childhood. And Lionni has these blobs of colour throughout, so it's really eye-catching for children, and it talks about sort of like mixing, and as we go through, the colour palette changes, as you can see. So it's very bright, very vibrant, but it's also very, very simple. And though I am not averse to simple, this was just a bit too simple for my liking. This is the sort of book that I feel possibly authors can only get away with once they've got a bit of a body of work, and they're definitely going to get published. But yeah, so this one didn't set my world on fire, but I enjoyed it. Next up, we have Alexander and the Wind-Up Mouse. So this is one of the books that did win a Caldecott Honour, and the themes within this one are friendship and thinking of others before you think of yourself. So this is very much more Lioni's sort of signature style, this sort of contrasting textured illustrations, which I think he does really, really well. You can see he uses all different kinds of colours and textures throughout to make it look almost like you've stuck the images onto the book. I do think what Lionni does well is he uses a lot of space within his books. He also creates very cute little characters for us to follow throughout the book. This page is probably one of my favourites, the newspaper clippings and the sort of fluffy stuff at the bottom. But yeah, you can see why he would win an award for this. I would just say it's probably less my favourite type of style. So yes, that is Alexander and the Wind-Up Mouse. The next book I have to show you is It's Mine. This has strong themes of sharing within it and has some really lovely simplistic art styles. Again, you can see the sort of contrasting textured images that Lionni is using. Again, he uses space very well. and uses the closing of space to create tension. Particularly, you can see on this page when there was a big storm, and it takes up nearly all the page here. So yeah, he does a really super job, and a nice simple colour palette in this, which I really enjoy in my children's books. So yeah, again, very cute little main characters within the book that children can really sort of relate to. Next up, we have another of his Caldecott winning books. This one is Fredrick. And this one, interestingly, looks at the sort of the value of art and the fact that people may have values outside of the norm, and those things are equally as valuable. So as we go in, you can very much see Lioni's sort of signature style here with the mice, similar to what we saw in Alexander and the Wind-Up Mouse. But I just really like this. It was one where I felt that Alexander, though he looks the same as all the others, he's still very easy to pick out, and it's because of different facial expressions on the mice and different ways of acting. And it's really quite nice for children to be able to spot Fredrick within this book. It was a nice little addition. Again, you can see how Lionni is using space to really describe the atmosphere on the page. So here there's a big snowstorm and they're all hiding for winter. So it's taking up the majority of the page. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. As I say, lots of beautiful illustrations in here, but also very simplistic, which I'm starting to learn, I think, is something I really enjoy in children's books. Simplistic art that allows for a bit more interpretation. So that is Fredrick. And then my favourite book by Lionni is this one, Fish is Fish, which interestingly is quite removed from his standard style, because this one is very much drawn in sort of like pencil crayon style, so you can sort of see the lines where the colour has been drawn, and just like the colours just pop off the page here. He's drawing the exact same scene here, but it looks so very different, and it creates a different mood as you move through the book. So we've got like some lovely warmer purples in here. The flowers are beautiful. The fish and the frog are again very, very cute. But I just absolutely adore the way that this is illustrated, and the cross-hatching as you go through. And I just thought it was a lovely story. There's also these beautiful comical illustrations as you move further into the book. So this is the what the fish thinks a cow would look like based on the frog's description, and these illustrations in particular are, I think, why I ranked it number one. So I would very much like to know if you had already come across Leo Lionni before today, and what you think of his art. I'm also always on the lookout for new illustrators and picture books, so if you've got any ideas, I would also love to hear them below. If you are interested in more of my opinion on just good picture books for children, I did review the Waterstones Children Book of the Year. I will leave that video here for you, and I will see you very soon with another one. Bye guys.